What up YouTube, Topaz Jace back for another requested review, and this one is to that po' boy, Finesse Parlay, and this is a New York rapper out of the Bronx, man, and I got to say, after listening to this, man, you are definitely rather solid of an MC, even though you definitely have aspects of what you're doing, and you definitely can see growth in all of these, man, but overall, man, you're delivering a lot of quality music up on here that is definitely comparable to music that's out there right now. And this isn't me saying, oh, you know, Lil Yachty and all of these dudes are so garbage that you should be on right now. No, you should never do that. Like, you always want to compare people to the best, you did? Especially an individual like you who's taking it very seriously with your music and you actually want to become a better lyricist. You want to go ahead and do some good music. So you want to compare people chasing after greatness to those who are already chasing after greatness that are known out there. And I would say, dude, like, you definitely would fit in. I mean, when you look at guys like, I would say, Dave East, who's rather solid and he's from New York, just for a brief comparison, man, your music would definitely fit in with the quality music that he's been kicking out for quite some time. So this honestly should guide you in the direction in which you need to be going, you did? Because you can definitely improve upon all of your skill set, which I'm going to go ahead and break down a little bit later. But yet, the most important thing would be for you to getting to that point, in which that's a whole nother different hustle, in which I'm going to talk about that as well. But let's go ahead and break down this project, man, with my favorite songs, starting with that 718, that 605-6809, as you went just full Mike Jones out there on that one, in which I ain't even mad at that. I mean, if you don't even know who Mike Jones is, he's one of the first people to put the full number in the songs, and he did that as a promotional purpose type thing, and a lot of people did hit him up as he started to climb up into the game and all of that. So this song and most of the songs really just show what type of rapper you are. You're like a concept rapper. Like, everything that you write has to have like a story behind it or a particular concept, and you go from there. As for the most part, you're just talking along those concepts, but yet you're not really including some strong lyricism. Like, you do have some bars, but they're like far and wide from each other, and we're going to definitely talk about some of those. But for the most part, you're talking stories, you're talking concepts, you're talking all of this, you're writing those instead of trying to deliver punchline bars, which there's nothing wrong with that. It's just once you reach to a certain level and continue to improve upon yourself, you can be super lyrical and have these types of concept songs as well. Where this concept that you got going on here is pretty much how people are hitting you up, man. Your first verse, you're talking about a woman calling up your number, and you know, you're specifically speaking about women that's just calling you up to stress you out and to mess with you and all of that for the first verse. Now in the second verse, you start going into the hustle, which people hitting you up so you can go out here and get that money. And you know, these are exactly the types of phone calls that I personally get, you dig? And personally, I focus on that hustle, because the more you out there hustling, the more you getting that paper, man, then the better the women you're going to get, you dig? The more women are going to take notice, and you don't have to be balling out of control to get the types of women that you want, but you do need to have something. You do have to have your own grind. My next favorite song is that Showing Love, where the basic concept behind that one is you don't get nowhere in this life by showing love, and there's a lot of factual stuff that goes on with that, but honestly, not all the time. There are certain areas where if you show love to an individual, they may show love back, and you can build a relationship and actually make something out of it, but yet you're mainly focusing on the harsh reality of if you show love to all of these women and stuff out here, they're not going to respect you like that. And that's just real talk. And this is a common saying that people say all the time, is women just tend to like bad guys and all of that. Like, these days, women love the drug dealer. Women love the guys with the tattoos all over their faces. Women love the dudes that's going to come up and slap them in the face or something like that, dude. And it's just something that women do. But don't get bogged down with that, though, because as I said in the last song, man, like, once you start getting your money together, man, and women will start choosing up on you, like, these are just particular women that's on that ratchet and all of that normal stuff, man. But yet, as you continue to get get your stuff together, women will continue to choose, so don't just get caught up in all of that nonsense. And then the second verse, this is you talking about how showing love in the rap community honestly don't get you anywhere. And that has a lot of truth to it as well, man. But again, not all the way, because you can come across individuals that's trying to build on their own accord, and as you get stuff popping off, then they want to rock with you for a little bit so they can learn off of you, and you both do what you need to do, and then y'all spin off from each other. So that's not all the time, but yes, it is true, because in the rap game, man, everybody wants to be the top. Everybody wants to be the boss. So by showing love to these individuals, man, you ultimately are cutting your own throat, because they're not going to do anything for you. It's all just gimme, 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 and you're not getting anything, as Tupac once said. My next favorite song is that Days Gone, where on this one, what you're doing is you're reminiscing on how things have gone in your life, man, as time just continues to speed past. And this is just some real talk here as well, because the older you get, the faster time tends to go. Like when you're young and in school, you think life is just going by so slow, but as you grow older, you realize that was like the fastest part of your life. And that's ultimately because you really don't enjoy going to school for the most part. Like, people hate school all the way around, getting up early, dealing with these teachers who a lot of them may not even like you. But in this song, you give us the first taste of your lyricism, where you said that time is flying by like a drive-by, which not a great punchline by a long shot, man, but it's pretty decent train of thought, because that's the whole point of a drive-by, is to ride past and shoot at these dudes so they don't have the chance to shoot back. So that's how fast your life is going, just like how fast a drive-by is supposed to work. My next favorite song is The Corner, where this one is you pretty much talking about the cycle in which people go through while being in the hood and all of that, man, where people really ain't going to school, all like that. They're really not getting any opportunities, to the point that you can't even reference these individuals to go out there and get a job, as nobody is even trying to get a job. But you're talking drug dealing, jail, fast women, and ultimately the crab in the barrel mentality that feeds into everybody within these communities, man, which is all real talk. And my last favorite song is that Foot on the Gas, where this one is you talking about how you want to continue to pursue and push forward to become great, to actually be everything that you want to be. But here you go in on your lyricism, like you really focusing on that, and you got some balls. Saying how you're always looking up like the center at the tip-off, what that pretty much means you're always trying to go beyond where you're at. You're always trying to see beyond what everybody else is seeing, so you can find your own success. And you're comparing that directly to the tip-off of an NBA game, where the centers come together and look up for the ball before they jump and tip it to their team. Also, how you said that there's layers to this music that you did that you can peel off, in which you're making a direct comparison to layers, like how there's layers to onions that you can peel off, and that people say when you peel off the layers then you end up crying and all of that. But yet the layers that you're talking is the lyrical substance that you deliver, and that was pretty cool. Then you had some wordplay up in there, where you did a wordplay to season. How you said that your life is a drama and it's on season 2. How you're a seasoned vet and these people out here, they need seasoning. How each time you said seasoning, you meant something different right there. That is prototypical wordplay, and that was done pretty well. And those were my favorite songs, man, and quite honestly, that's more than I give most people out there in the game and stuff, dude. So you're definitely doing your thing. But the things that I would say you can definitely improve upon is starting with your flow, especially with your transitions, you dig? Like, your transition is when you want to change the word that you're rhyming with, you dig? And which, when you do it now, like you start rhyming with one particular word, then you drop it, and then you pick up the next word, and it comes off as a super rough transition, to the point that it really doesn't feel right at points. So what advanced rappers do is they take the word that they're rhyming with, and then when they realize that they're almost done with the words that they got to rhyme with it, they start including the next word that they need to rhyme with right after that, and then they ease it on in. But that's how you can transition from words that you're rhyming with to the next words. And the more you do that, the more comfortable you'll be with it, and the more complex you can get with it. Like, that's something that Eminem does rather consistently. Now, lyrically, you can definitely improve right here, man, but yet you already show me that you know what wordplay is. You definitely do some pretty decent punchlines. Now, you can do some more metaphors and all of that, man, but you need to really become more comfortable with doing this on all of your songs, man, no matter if there's a topic with it or whether you're just spitting balls. Like, you should be able to put core lyricism in whatever song you do. Like, look at what guys like Fabulous does, man. Like, he will ultimately spit punchlines on any type of song that you throw at him. Like, he'll have songs talking about kicking up with women and all of it be punchlines, but yet it all fits along the guidelines. Like, that's what great lyricists can do. You can add lyricism to anything that you would so desire. But the main thing and the first priority of what you need to do in order for you to find your own success out here in this game, man, is to get your promotion game right. Like, you ultimately want to go out here and get your name into your audience. What you need to do is you need to find your audience, man. Find a select few people that ain't nobody speaking for, and go ahead and make songs specifically for them to like, and when they like it, they'll spread that joint and you promote it directly to wherever they are at, man, and that's how you begin to build a buzz. And the reason why this is number one, because as I said, you already got the skills, you already got the quality music, you just don't have the audience, the fan base, and you're not making the money to get into the game, because you got to realize the game is business first. It's not really music. That's how a lot of terrible acts get put on, because they seem as though they can sell a lot of units to whatever fan base they have. You need to develop all of this, man, and then you can go from there. But everybody go ahead and peep this joint out. One I definitely recommend to download, man, because it is solid. I hope you enjoyed the show. You can follow me at Twitter up there. And you can go to downloadpads.com, that's down there, to read today's article.